Welcome to Papamutes, everybody. We are inside the bird's nest, a special edition of the Papamutes Podcast. We're talking with 4 Philadelphia Eagle fanatic fans. All these gentlemen are originally from Delaware County, a.k.a. Delco, but now reside in different areas of the East Coast. So let me briefly tell you who they are and then bringing them into the nest. Coming to us from Bucks County, it's Scourds. Up the turnpike to Brooklyn, New York, it's the Big Apple. On the other side of the pike, coming to us from Princeton, New Jersey, it's Chipper. And last but not least, in the belly of the beast, Center City, Philadelphia, it's Big Cannon. Gentlemen, welcome to the nest.
Thanks for having us, Papa Mutes.
So happy to be here.
Here we go.
Scourds.
So let's get right to it. These questions are for everybody, but I'm going to start out. We'll go with Scourds first. Who could the Eagles fail to lose to injury for the season in back-to-back, for their strive to get to back-to-back Super Bowls? What player can they not lose? Scourds.
Yeah, I think I thought about this one, and I'm interested to hear other people's takes, but, the defense is a cohesive unit. Linemen, I thought about that too, but based on what happened last year and just how much value he added to the team, I'm going to have to go with Saquon. I know that we got Jalen. Tanner McKee's been crushing preseason, so I feel like he could plug in a Foles role. I think Saquon is such that X factor that we needed to push us over. I don't think we can lose him.
Anybody, Big Apple, you agree with that?
I'm gonna
shut down.
I'm gonna steelman this for a second because I just don't agree. I mean, the thing with Foles is the city. I mean, I'm wearing the damn hat. I have the book behind me. But the city is spoiled. We had lightning in a bottle in 2017. This is never going to happen again. And Tanner McKee is he's a Mormon. I don't trust him. So that's for one. And second, this is a quarterback driven league, and an underrated part. And I actually think a hot take here is this is a dig kind of at Kelsey, but in the 22 season, when we switched over when Kelsey retired. To Jalen calling the protections, I mean, I think the offense took a step in the better direction than the skid. And Jalen had he controls the game plan. He gets the right audibles. He gets everything right. And there's no way in hell Tanner McKee can do that. I mean, Saquon is obviously the best player on the team, but it's a position that is not, you can survive a regular season without your all-pro running back with the rest of the talent that the Eagles have, but you cannot survive a season with the all-pro quarterback. And it's just not going to happen.
Chipper.
Are we going all season was the question, or is this
if he's out for the season, who you cannot lose? Big Chip.
Disagree with Scourds and Big Apple.
Wow.
Big Apple hates the Mormon missile. That's expected.
I thought he did well, but whatever.
Scourds going back to St. Darth days, thinking running back's the best position. Also expected. Also wrong. Look. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but Lane Johnson is the guy you can't lose. The Eagles' record with Lane Johnson out is abysmal. With him in, they're one of the best teams, might be the best team in the NFL over the past 10 years, whatever it is. You can't lose Lane Johnson on the right side. He anchors the whole line. Even though he's the right tackle, you traditionally think left tackle is more important. Anchors the whole line. No pass pro without him. All the great edge rushers are now on that side of the ball. You can't lose Lane Johnson.
Eagles are extremely thin at the offensive line position for having the best offensive group. I do agree with Chipper there, but it's just a quarterback league. That's my argument for Jalen. Just simplicity is sometimes right.
Big Cannon.
So I was also going to say Hurts. Like Big Apple said, quarterback driven league. Not only that, the whole offense is really built around his skill set. The tush push, that's a huge part of this.
Right about that.
But I would say if we put the quarterback aside, I think my next pick would be A.J. Brown, because I think that if you looked at the passing game in the games that he is out, it looks way different, and it looks much more handicapped. I think that Devontae is a fantastic, one of the best number 2 receivers you could have. I just don't know if he has that same threat as being the number one option, especially if you move Dotson into that number 2 slot. And then wide receiver 3, and I think that we all have experience when the Eagles have had a horrific wide receiver 3 and what that kind of looks like. So I would say A.J. Brown would be my second choice out after Hurts.
Interesting. I'm going to go with Saquon. I think if Saquon goes down, I know Big Apple is not on that, but Tanner.
But I will
you
say
be
this. Here's the thing about the Saquon thing, though. The Eagles went to the Super Bowl with Miles Sanders just 2 years ago, right?
Wow.
Now,
And he's
Miles
dog shit.
Sanders, yeah,
Shipley and Maga Dillon.
sucked.
Big Apple. Question. All the questions for everybody, but we'll go to Big Apple. Who's the biggest challenge for the division in the Eagles division, if anyone, really?
Yeah. I mean, the Eagles are the best roster in football. I think that's more or less confirmed or approved by most of the league insiders. I think the division wise, I do think I'll start with saying I do think the Commanders are going to regress a bit. It's just the second year
Wow.
for Jaden Daniels. It's just I don't see it. He does seem like a talent, but they got Fat Debo out there, wide receiver, and Terry McLaurin trying to get this new contract. And Terry's old, and he's not AJ. He's one of the best deep receivers in the league, but it's a one man thing, and Fat Debo is not going to do anything. So I think the Commanders have holes. I think the Commanders. That being said, I do still think they're the second best team in the division. So they're probably the only team to give the Eagles a threat, if anything. And I was looking through the schedule, and especially the Commanders' schedule. I mean, the Eagles have a hard schedule, and we'll get to this. But the Commanders are flipping out some of the hardest teams that we play, and they got the Dolphins, Seattle Seahawks, and the Falcons on the schedule. And those, I think the Dolphins are going to be the worst team in the league. I think the Seattle stinks, and I think the Falcons with Penis at quarterback are awful. This is I think that 3 there could be a big step for them to creep on that Eagles win total. And that being said, that's the threat right there. I think the Cowboys are terrible, and I think the Giants are going to compete for the worst in the draft.
Do we all agree on that? Commanders are the team that might give them a challenge, or is anybody disagree?
I think that they're the closest. One of my predictions, I think the Eagles the only NFC East team to go to the playoffs. I think that the Commanders are really old. I think they're one of the oldest rosters in the league, if not maybe like the oldest. The national media sees Jaden Daniels and just is like, the national media is all about like quarterbacks. They kind of view teams through like one lens here. But they have a really old team. And if you look at like their front 4 on their defensive line, it's like really not good. They have some good linebackers, but I don't think that. And I think they also had like 11 one-score wins last year, which is like typical regression territory right there. So I think they're the closest, but I don't think that they're going to be a great team at all. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs.
I think a good comp for them is the Texans of last year. C.J. Stroud took a step back, lost one of his number 1 wide receivers, and then they just turned into this middling 9-7 team.
All right. Sounds good. Chipper, anything?
I mean, I agree with all of that. Just
Okay.
one point has to be said. No team's won the NFC East twice in a row since the Eagles did it, 03, 04.
There you go.
Common stat that gets thrown out there. I think this year we do it, but I'll take it one further. I think the Cowboys are probably the best, second best. I think the Commanders are going to regress. Absolutely. The Cowboys, say what you will, they're in turmoil right now, but the turmoil years, oddly enough, are when the Cowboys do their best. I swear. It's not. There's no logic to it, but it's just a feel.
Well,
So
let me jump ahead because I had this question down here for you, Chipper. Are you concerned with the Cowboys now that they have Crybaby Pickens? That son of a bitch.
Sore.
I mean, great receiver, but shut up and just play the game. Are you concerned? Are you scared?
I
need
think
a
the
dog?
Mercury. I think the Mercury is going to eventually go out of control, just like it did for another famous Steelers receiver, Antonio Brown. The Cowboys can make it work for a few years. You saw it with T.O. back in the day. The thing with the Cowboys is like, yeah, maybe they jump out to a hot start or something, and the national media goes berserk again, like Andrew said in his way. We know how it's going to come out, like my friend Stephen A. Smith would say. We all know it's going to happen, and then we'll laugh when it does.
Man, all right. Big
I mean,
Cannon.
just looking ahead real quick to affirm Chipper's point. So they got the Eagles week 1, but then they got a cakewalk of a schedule in
Watch it, five
five.
and one. Yeah, 5-1. National media go berserk.
You could very well see a
Meet
5 and
the
1.
Parsons on the trade block. Come on, Howie, make it happen.
That would be nice. That would be nice.
Impossible.
That's true. So Big Cannon. I'm sorry, I jumped over. This is for everybody. I'll start with Chipper. Truth, lawyer. I want the truth. Last year, they started 2-2. They looked like crap. They were ugly. Did you want Fangio and Sirianni's head on a platter?
I wanted Sirianni's head served to me on a platter. My doppelganger himself, as some say. And I couldn't be.
Who's doppelganger?
Some say I look like Sirianni.
Wow. I got a double shot in on that. Okay. Side by side. That's coming in the post. All right.
No, the Browns game was horrible, and then the kids bringing his kids to the press conference was a shield. It was a coward move. This is all me saying this contemporaneously, but the guy gets the guy. I couldn't be more happy to be proven wrong by Nick Sirianni throughout the entire process here. He gets the guys to play for him, and I couldn't be more confident with the coach that we have trying to do a tighter defense, which is hard. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but he seems to learn from his mistakes better than any coach I've seen in the NFL in recent memory. And I think he will learn from the mistakes of going to the Super Bowl and having the wheels fall off the next year. And coming in this year, it's good experience for him
Scourge.
to have won a Super Bowl and be able to actually be a competitive team to try to repeat.
Did you want their heads out?
Oh yeah, I was on the bandwagon to cut, but he had that like Britney Spears mental breakdown, shaved his head. I was like, you know what? Maybe this is just what we need. I mean, that was next level. I agree with Chipper. I think he learned from his mistakes, and I think he's just like full on Philly Delco guy now.
There you go.
So,
Big Cannon. You wanted him out? Truth?
Yes. I think that, I mean, he had some pretty rough moments, as did the entire team last year during the collapse, where, like, if things are going bad, I think he's one of those head coaches where it really just looks bad. He's yelling at the fans. He kind of, I mean, especially, like, some of the offensive play calling when he was kind of having reportedly more of his tentacles into kind of like what the offense was looking like last year. It was just, he's a coach that if your team is not looking great, and if the Eagles don't look great this year, he will be the first person that people will be ready to chop their head off.
That's true.
But like Scourge said, like I think that it's kind of like, it's the same thing with Hurts, where it's like, for this team and this city, I think he's just a perfect fit. And I think that he's settled into that he's more of like that CEO type head coach. He's not going to be like a Kyle Shanahan type where he's kind of like an offensive mastermind. He's going to be kind of more of that, like more like kind of like the Mike Tomlin, as you could probably so maybe, I mean, maybe not so great.
Leader of men.
You're exposing me.
But yeah.
Big Apple.
Yeah, leader.
Did you want him out?
I mean, I was frustrated at the 2-2. I think I was more hard on Hurts than I was on Sirianni. Yeah, I mean, I probably said some things. I got to pull up the receipts, but
I remember a tweet or an Instagram that said, "We suck," with an Eagles, little emblem. Go Phillies.
the Phillies also suck.
Well, the receipts.
No, Phillies were doing good at that time, right?
Papamutes has the screenshot.
That's before the wheels fell off the Phillies. Yeah,
that's true.
I mean, it's 2-2 is tough. I was more concerned with AJ's injuries and early in the season and getting him back on the field. I mean, to Chip's point on Lane Johnson, AJ's stats when he starts and not are very similar. So, I mean, there was concerns with the roster. There was, I actually don't remember saying Fangio's name at all. I didn't call him fraudulent. I was shocked. After, obviously the turning point was the New Orleans game. I thought that they were going to get slaughtered. I think I drank the Kool-Aid of the media that the New Orleans Saints were something to be reckoned with, and the Eagles defense showed up like I've never seen in my life, and that was just right on the wall for the rest of the season. So, it's hard, revisionist history. I was at the Falcons game when they dropped that pass, and, it's just one play. I thought the defense was flawed, and the sticks defense after that was most frustrating. But I don't know. I was mad at everyone.
I hear you. All right, Big Cannon. This is for everyone, but we'll go to Big Cannon first. Game 2. Chiefs at KC, 4:30. National audience. Revenge game. Win or lose?
I think that we're winning that game. Obviously, this is not the Chiefs podcast here, but I think that they're not going to be. I think they're going to regress this upcoming year. I think a lot of people are in on them because of how they were embarrassed in the Super Bowl. Very similar, I think, to the Commanders, right? With those one score wins. Now they have Mahomes, right? So you go, maybe that's just more of a testament to some of his greatness there. Again, you kind of look at some of the roster and some of their key kind of blue chip guys. They're just getting older, right? Like Travis Kelce. I mean, he did not look like the same guy last year. Chris Jones, he still was really good, but like again, an older guy. So I think that's going to be a win. I think that we're starting the season off. I think we blow out the Cowboys week 1, and then we win by a touchdown week 2 against the Chiefs.
Kurtz?
I was going to say, I think we destroy them in week 2.
Yes.
I think it's a double down. They know they're going to try and come back, and then we're going to say it was not a fluke. 3 touchdown win. I think it's a slaughter. And then the Eagles hype train is going to go, and they lose the next week in a letdown game. But
I think this is the game that puts the like they say, the boxer gets old in the ring, he's done. This is the game that puts Kansas City at that whole dynasty. It's over. Boom. I think they destroy them too. Chip?
It would be the hell of a fall right there if they did go down in another like blowout. It's hard to predict out, but I look for a ref show. I'm afraid. I don't want to be the NFL conspiracist here, but I'm afraid of a ref show. I think the roster
game. Yeah,
it's not a night game. It's an
day.
Afternoon game.
Yep.
Yeah, we're probably gonna. Anyone know the broadcast? We probably have
it's the America's 4:30 game. It still could
so
be
Fox. We'll have Brady on the broadcast again.
Foxy.
Repeat of the Super Bowl.
Hmm.
It's tough. They don't want the KC Darlings to go out 2 games in a row getting their teeth kicked in by the
You're
Birds.
waffling. You're waffling.
That's true.
Win or
Goodell
lose.
can get in there, get his claws in there.
All right. Well,
Taylor,
I'm gonna hang the L, but I do agree. This is the end of the Chiefs dynasty. I don't think we see a Super Bowl for the next 5 years in KC.
Big Apple.
And L by how much?
Close. Ref show.
All right.
I think Kansas City's coming second in that division. I got the Broncos on top. I think the Broncos are the better team. I think the KC is going to sneak a win. They won't cover week 1 versus the Chargers with Slater injuries, so they're going to coming in hot with 1-0. I think the Birds are coming in 1-0, and I think it's going to be America's showdown. I do think the Eagles win pretty handily. We have some question marks. Is Dickerson going to play? But I mean, the Chiefs roster isn't very good outside Mahomes. I just agree with Big Cannon there. And I just think Kelsey's slow and old and bad. And I think, it's the same thing I predicted or ish when we were playing in the Super Bowl with a good tight end that likes to freelance and is the go-to target. And you have a guy like Cooper DeJean or Malcolm Jenkins that can cover them. It's just an X factor. The guy's a linebacker, strong linebacker / this slot receiver that's just can bottle him up. It's going to frustrate Mahomes again. I know everything I've heard out of the Eagles camp on the Eagles D-line, at least the front 4 starting are playing extremely well and getting to the quarterback. So I don't see what changed since February.
I hear you.
It's well taken on the DeJean point and Kelsey.
Yeah.
The other thing with Kelsey really quickly, Kelsey, just want to point this out.
Sure.
He is like a trophy boyfriend right now. He's sleeping in silk
He's
pajamas. Yeah. Tough to do road
legs.
work if you're sleeping in silk pajamas. So we'll see what happens with them. I'm thinking.
Are you saying he's gotten soft?
That's what I'm saying.
He's gotten soft.
In this apartment, at this spot right here, right before we came on here at 7:00, I had Lydia and her friends over here watching the New Heights podcast with Taylor on, and then
you had a group viewing for the New Heights podcast.
I was concerned that I wasn't going to be able to come on the podcast here because the Love Fest was going so late. It was 8:45 and it was still going. So yeah, I'm unconvinced that Travis is going to have he's got he's dating Taylor Swift. Is he going to be locked in? He's a 3-time Super Bowl champion. He's going to be locked in for another year here at age, what is he, 30, 35?
My God. Well, first of all, we got to blow this New Heights podcast out. So whoever's listening, if you like this content, say so in the comments on YouTube and subscribe to my podcast on YouTube. Everyone listening, do it now. Do it now. Papamutes Podcast, sub me. Skurds, what position group worries you going into this year? Offensive line, defensive line, any group. I mean, it's a solid team. Everybody, I think, agrees they can make it back to the Super Bowl. That's not a question. What group is your concern?
Yeah, I agree with Big Apple's sentiment earlier. The offensive line is key, especially the way we run our offense. And we're already down, Dickerson by chance, and we don't have that many good backups. And I think that was a real key component to how good we were last year, is our offensive line just was massive and wrecked people. So yeah, I'm worried about that. I think we got depth at other positions. Wide receiver, another one, as Big Cannon said, yeah, AJ Brown off the field was not good, but you can't even throw the ball if you can't pass block. So
okay. Big Apple.
Yes, offensive line is thin. Mutes is right. We are, we have one decent Matt Pryor, bringing him back. We have one decent swing guy. Dickerson's out. Pryor has to go in. Someone has to switch sides. If something else happens, we could be in trouble. Stoutland's the best guy in the in the business, so maybe that makes up for it to a certain point. Hopefully, the guys that's been here for a few years. I mean, we traded for a former first-round pick who could be a Mekhi Becton. I haven't heard great things out of camp, but who knows? I think wide receivers is fine. I think actually, I was going to make the point earlier, but I think Dotson's going to have a good year. I think he's going to be a solid wide receiver 3 that we traded for him. I think if something happens at, AJ or Devontae, he's going to slip in nicely. And you saw it in the Super Bowl. He came on late in the season and got a couple catches. Just need time with Hurts. I mean, Hurts is a trust guy. He's a field guy. You need time. I think safety, we might be in deep shit. I would have liked to see trade for safety in the offseason. I don't see it. CJ Gardner-Johnson, he was the heartbeat of the defense last year. It's a big loss. I mean, I supported it because I know we got to sign our guys like Hugh and Coop next year and the year after. But we need to make sure that Sidney Brown is going to be if he's going to be a gangbanger, he needs to hit hard, or else we might be in trouble there.
You lost Big Play Slay to that team on the other side of the state.
He's old. I'm good. I'm good on the outside, and we got that guy. We got the kid from Raiders. I think we got depth on the outside. I'm worried about safety.
Okay, Chipper. Which group?
Picking up off that point, all right, I take the 2 points. I'm less concerned about safety. In base, we're going to put the Gene back there at that free safeties position.
We run like 20. We run like 10% base, Chip. It's not out there frequently.
Yeah, but he's a free tackler at the nickel. Then what are you afraid of things going over the top? It's fine. I'm more concerned about the outside on the other side of Guantanamo Bay. I have to see more from the Oakland guy. I mean, but talk about being thin. If the Oakland, I'm forgetting the guy's name right at the moment, but assuming he's going to start, Ringo looked like horrible
he's done.
I mean, he might get cut. So it's a big. Q might not get thrown out all year.
Quarterback anymore? Am I that out?
Well, I think Q's gonna run with the one, which is good. And I think we just got to protect on the back. But, Coop's going to play the nickel. And then, Barrett, I think he was very good for the Raiders when he was on the field. If he stays healthy, it's a good pickup. He's the Isaiah Rodgers of this season.
It's good. Yeah. One quick point. D-line, I'm not too worried because the Eagles D-line always comes home, it seems like. But you did lose some edge pressure last year. Nolan Smith has to have a huge year. I think he will. I think he's a monster. Jomo on the other side, and then that third D end and the fourth D end, really, because they run a rotational system, is important. So someone's going to have to step up. I don't know who that's going to be yet. So,
Big Cannon, any concerns?
Yeah, I'm somewhat big time concerned on the secondary. I don't have everyone here on the call has some kids. I don't have any kids, so I have a lot of time to be following up on the camp, what's going on with the camp and the joint practices. And
But you're fresh off a
Fangio just
Portugal
tells you,
trip.
yeah, I had a long time on that trip to be following all of this stuff. Adoree Jackson, Fangio does not want to start him. He essentially he kind of tells it as it is and was like, this is kind of a Howie move. He really wanted it to be Ringo, and Ringo has just sucked in camp, just been terrible. And again, like the safety spot, right? Like you have Sidney Brown in there. Well, Sidney Brown hits hard, but he also just gets injured constantly, right? You can hope Makuba's been injured. You would hope that he would probably be the guy. But the reason that we got such great pressure last year was because the coverage was so suffocating. So it really allowed some of that, our front four to really get home there. So one of my other maybe predictions here is I'm thinking that maybe halfway through the year or something, we could see 5th round pick, Fangio guy, Mac McWilliams at the nickel, and Cooper DeJean plays safety. Not in base, but this is one of my possible predictions, some shuffling that Fangio does if things don't look so great. And I don't think they will, because if you have your cornerback too and a safety that are getting kind of killed in camp, right? I think Fangio is smart enough where he's going to do some shuffling around here. And Cooper DeJean didn't play the first 4 games last year, right? And then he came in. Obviously, 2nd round pick, different than the 5th round pick, but all indications are that Fangio really likes that Mac McWilliams cornerback kid. So we will see.
Big Apple. We're going to go just a little nostalgia of all the highlights over the years. Which one sticks out for you? What is that immaculate reception moment for the Big Apple?
I mean, I'll take it. I'll take the Saquon run in the snow. I was there. It was incredible. Nothing like it. I mean, I've been at every home playoff game since 2016. I've seen it all, but in that stadium. But there was something special. I was lucky. I was under the overpass, so it wasn't snowing on me, but it was snowing 4 inches in front of me. So it was like a snow globe watching that. It was one of the craziest things I've ever seen.
Wow. All right, Chipper.
I think this is. I'm glad I got the opportunity to take this off the board. It has to be the Brandon Graham strip shack of Brady and the Super Bowl 52. Basically enough said. Won the game for us right there. I know not on paper, but that's just a man's play, and I think that he doing it on so-called GOAT makes it all that special.
I forgot about that. That's up there. It's not the one I'm thinking
One
of.
of the better stunt calls.
Yeah. Watch with Big Apple. I think we both hit the floor in hysteria.
Gerds, how about you? Biggest moment?
You could argue nothing really came of it, but I'm going to go back in the archives here. I want to say 4th and 26.
Incredible.
I just remember that clear as day.
That's true. I forgot.
Fred X, and every time it's like it seems impossible in any football game. I'm always like 4th and 26 happened. So like anything can happen on any play, and I always refer to that when it's either the Eagles or everything else. I mean that was just incredible. So I just remember, I was little at the time. 4th and 26 for me.
Cool, Big Cannon.
I'm going to go with Miracle at the Meadowlands, number 2. Deshaun Jackson returns the punt for the touchdown there, completing the Eagles' huge comeback against the Giants, which I think really kind of cemented that Vic era as such a fun. I mean, obviously we lost that first playoff game to the Packers, but I thought it really cemented that as such a fun year for Eagles fans there.
Wow, I thought one of you would go with the Super Bowl Nick Church of Fools play.
It's overplayed.
I think it's overhyped. Yeah,
first half. I mean, it wasn't deciding.
That's true.
When you watched that game,
there was still a lot of game left.
Okay.
Yeah, when you guys watched that play, like I didn't think it was like I thought it was cool, but I was not like,
I mean, it was
oh my god, this is the
wait.
signature play.
That was Big Balls Doug. I mean, he took a chance with that play.
I'm surprised we're all in consensus on that, but I do think it gets overplayed. That's like I don't know. I'm the only one who took a play from that Super Bowl. The BG sack, you don't win the game if you don't have that. You can make the argument that if you kick a field goal there and you don't run even if you don't make that trick play, you still win the game. Without the BG sack, you don't win. You didn't stop the Patriots all day. That's my take.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, that season was just so magical. Like, the fact that we were even there's so many things there. But I feel you.
All right. Here we go. Around the horn. We'll start with Big Apple. Favorite Eagles nickname.
What does that mean? A player?
Yeah.
I'll go. Just the one off the top of my head is. Man, I don't have any.
All right.
I'm trying to think.
Anybody chime in? I know catching you off guard. I got one from the old days. It's
I
classic.
think Weapon X.
Yeah, Weapon X is a classic. I like the Axeman Trot. I got Trot's kid's jersey hanging behind my desk in my office.
I'm going to take a new age. I said it earlier in the podcast, but I think Guantanamo Bay is the best nickname I've heard in a while.
That's good.
It's pretty
Yeah.
darn good.
Slim
It's a
Reaper, Devontae Smith.
play off of Revis Island from the Jets back in the day. But also an old one. It didn't originate with the Eagles, but Javon Kurtz, the Freak, is a
The
great
Freak
nickname.
is a good one.
Okay. Mark, anything? Or,
No, I'm like
Skirts?
looking up nicknames.
Oh.
Trey Thomas, when he switched his name to William, don't call me
He
Trey
switched
Thomas.
back after that, though.
Yeah, then he went back.
I don't know if you can see this book behind me, but Concrete Charlie.
Concrete
Oh,
Chuck.
okay.
I mean, come on. If that's not football, Concrete Charlie.
It's out of our era, but
Jesus
you're right.
Christ.
I
That
think
doesn't
that some
matter. I didn't
old-timers
say
would
what
be mad at us for not
Jaws
bringing
is a
that
good
up.
one. Jaworski.
Jaws, that's true. But Concrete Charlie, that's football all wrapped up into one.
Yeah.
Did Jeff Garcia have one? I'm trying
My baby. Jeff Garcia's our baby.
Yeah, I mean, I
actually,
was on the preset of questions. That would have been a good research experiment.
in terms of like Philly sports, I feel like other teams might have better nicknames. It's like
Was it Michael Vick had one? Was he the human highlight? No, that was basketball.
it's just Vic.
No, I can't think of it. Anyway, all
T.O.
right,
Jared Lorenzen, the hefty lefty.
there you go. All right, so here's one. All right, here we go. Around the horn. Getting close to the end here. This is going to be a tough one. It's going to be a tough one, but let's be honest. Eagles player of all time. Big Apple, go. Floor is yours.
It's Reggie. No other option. Reggie White is the best Eagle player of all time.
Chipper,
He just revolutionized the game.
agree? Disagree?
I didn't watch him
If you
play.
want to go on pure like stats and stuff, like sure, but if we're gonna put a little,
Urs is jumping in.
Skirts, go for it.
who maybe like again, this is based on childhood and like who I thought like was the Eagles embodied. I'm gonna have to go with Dawkins. Brian Dawkins is just like Philly Eagles player, just a mean man, but also a nice man, off the field.
So that's your favorite player. I'm talking about. You
Yeah,
think he was the greatest Eagle of all
Nicholas
time?
it might be.
Well, it's different. Greatest Eagle is a different question than the best player that ever played for the Eagles.
I'm gonna jump in. I think the greatest Eagle. I'm gonna narrow it down to two guys.
Vince
Two guys
Papale.
who've won Super Bowls. And I've mentioned both of them prior. It's Lane Johnson or Brandon Graham. They're not sexy picks, but they've won 2 Super Bowls for us. They were pivotal in both of those Super Bowls. So
Wow.
I think
I'd
probably
say-
lean Lane. I'd probably lean Lane, but it's not a sexy pick.
I was
Not
going to
a
agree with you, Chip, with Lane, because I also think that like when we think about this brand of Eagles football and the success that we've had, it's been like built around the offensive line. He's our only like Chip said, 2-time Super Bowl champion.
Rick Lovato too, but I don't think anyone's going to stand on that hill.
Yes,
Jake Elliott.
And
Jake Elliott. But 2-time Super Bowl champion, has been kind of the consistent force on that offensive line. Again, it's like, and I'm just based upon like my fandom here, right, and like what I've experienced. But I would say that he's probably the best Eagles player that I have seen in my lifetime.
Are you putting a statue of him out in front of the stadium? I mean, come on.
Well,
Greatest
I
player.
mean, Lane deserves it. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. He should be a first ballot guy, in my opinion.
I would not flinch at putting a statue of Lane out there. No way.
Okay.
What about
Well,
again?
again,
If
I
I
think-
podcast Jason Kelsey though, he
I will.
He
Yeah.
was an embodiment of the Eagles for a long time.
No,
There's no fall
Yeah, I think-
off though when he
He
left.
was a workhorse.
That's
Workhorse, yeah.
I think winning a Super Bowl a year after he retired is it hurt his legacy.
it did.
But I think of the two guys Chips mentioned, I mean, BG has been a class act. I think one of the classiest players to ever come through here, but he's not going to wear a gold jacket, and I think Lane will. So I agree with Lane, but I do think the best player to ever suit up for an Eagles uniform like pure player is the guy who's already in the hall. It's got to be Reggie. He's
Jalen
just
Reagor, is that what you said?
yeah, Jalen Rager, Jason Babin.
Marcus Smith.
All right. This is a trivia question. Whoever has it, just shout it out. Who holds the franchise record for career passing yards for the Eagles?
Carson Wentz.
Yeah, no, he's the best.
Donovan.
Career passing yards.
Career passing yards for
Oh.
the Eagles. Franchise record.
Is Donovan not the right answer?
I'll give you the answer
gonna say
when everyone chimes in.
All right. Yeah,
Andrew,
he
I think
does.
that's where you're wrong. He doesn't have the career. I think it's got to be Donovan, just on the error and the amount of games he played in.
Gertz?
I want to say Mike Vick, maybe.
Big Cannon. Big Cannon, you're going with who?
All right, although I think it's McNabb. To make it more fun, I'm gonna put my stake as Randall Cunningham.
It is not Randall. It is Donovan McNabb. 32,873 yards in 10 years, 99 to 2009. Here's a true or false. Is it true or false that the Eagles back in the early 70s were one pick away from picking the murderer, OJ? True or false? True or
I don't
false?
know.
Let's go around the horn. Chipper, true or false?
False.
Mark,
True?
Big Cannon,
True.
Big Apple.
We'll go true.
It is true.
Dang.
If their records changed slightly, he was on the board. And you know they would have took that son of a bitch. Don't get me started. All right. It's time. It's time for this. It's time for the regular season record. I'm going to go first. This is not playoffs. This is not if they make it or all that. I'm just going to go first. My pod, my choice. All right, here we go. I have the Eagles. Now remember, they are the hunted. Okay, it's they're the champions. Everyone's coming every week. I got them at 11-6. I have them losing all 6 of them on the road to high quality teams. But what do I know? Let's go, Chipper. What do you think?
I'm not too far off. 12-5, though. I'm a little bit more optimistic.
12-5.
They are the hunted, but they're the best team. So,
Mark or Skurds?
I got I just did this before. 13-4. I got them losing the Broncos, the Buccaneers, Commanders at the last week, and then Detroit's 13-4.
Okay, Big Cannon.
I agree with Chipper's 12-5. I think tough schedule. I don't think they're going to have the same injury luck this year. So I think we're gonna see. They're not. I don't think they're going to be like the top seed in the conference.
Really? Wow.
Yep.
Big Apple.
I'm gonna go 13-4. I had it 12-5, but I think Stafford not taking a snap in the preseason. I'm flipping that to a W for the Eagles week 3. I think we're gonna be strong going into the bye. I think we drop the Chargers game in the back half of the schedule along with the Commanders, and we'll see. Some of them are coin flips, but I got us as the 2 seed as well. I think another team's gonna sneak in there.
Wow. Okay.
Just with playing a last place schedule or a third place schedule and just beat up on the week.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. All right. So I think we all agree they're in the playoffs. So the bye week is
9.
Yeah,
late. Yeah.
week 9. I had the date here. I think it's October.
Great bye week, mid-season.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, last year was week 4,
week
though.
5.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what we can do out there. People out there, if you want this content again, comment on the YouTube channel, Papamutes. Subscribe, sub. It's a Go Sub Me campaign. Make it happen. We'll do it. So before we wrap it up, let's do, you guys, an Eagles cheer. Are you ready? Don't wake the kids, but do what you got to do. I'm going to count it down. I'm going to count it down from 3. 3, 2, 1, go. Ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
E.
Are we doing the chant? Are we doing the song or the chant?
EAG is what I was looking for. Sorry. Not the song.
Okay.
We don't want to lose viewers. All right. Let's try it again. 3, 2, 1, go.
E
E
A
A
G
G
G L
L
E
E S.
That is fucking pathetic.
Eagles.
That is pathetic.
We might have
I
some-
mean, I know you guys are sipping a little sauce, but Jesus Christ.
You can't. It's hard to
A little out of sync
coordinate
on the Zoom.
All right. Okay.
Riverside.
All right, okay. No problem.
It'll be funny. It'll, you know.
It's good. It's good for
viewers
the
now
content.
will
Yeah.
understand.
It's good for the content. All right. So,
To the link
Been
for the
fun.
real thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Get tailgate.
That's right.
We should do a live one there in the lots.
Well, here you
Actually,
go.
come
That's
to the
right.
Hard Rock, Center City.
There you go. If
Big
here's,
Cannon hosts.
here's a quick question.
That's true.
What is your go-to drink at the tailgate? Big Cannon. Bird Light.
Yeah, I was going to say my go-to at the tailgate is certainly Bud Light.
Mark.
Yeah, light beer, whatever's flowing.
Wait a minute.
But beer for sure.
Light beer? You're not going IPA? Jack it up a
And
little?
out of tailgate, you gotta do volume in those
Yeah,
situations.
It flows like water down there, Papamutes.
Yeah,
The light beer, you can find it anywhere.
It's a volume game at that point.
I hear you.
I do think there's the right answer. Yeah, it's just Bud Light. I don't. Old heads go Miller.
Bird Light. All right, guys.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you hit the subscribe button, it'll help us out a lot. Thanks again.